Welcome to the BobbyCast, episode 234. We'll talk about the biggest feuds in music. Matt Jones from Kentucky Sports Radio starts the quarantine playlist. And, I think in the next episode, we'll do movies about music, Mike.
Cool.
So that'll be the next one.
That's where you and Mike get together and share your expertise.
No, he does a podcast about movies.
Movies and music.
So I wanted to bring in his favorite 3 movies about music.
I got it.
Have we done that with us?
No, I think you guys to talk about some of your favorites, but
We talked about music movies like biopics.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what he's going to do his...
Oh, yeah,
What-
we've done our list.
We have? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, so we have a lot to do this episode. And by the way, we're quarantined. We ain't got crap else to do.
So this could be a 2-hour longer.
Welcome to the Joe Rogan podcast. He sits there for 4 hours. I had a friend who, by the way, the biggest podcast in the world. Love it. Think he's great. I have a lot of friends that have done his show, and they're like, you better use the bathroom before you go because you don't get to leave.
So what's the flow of that podcast? Just constant question after question? Are they bouncing off each other? Or
I think, Mike, you want to answer this too? Like, he talks about things that he interviews people wonderfully, and they also... He'll talk about things and bring people in and get their perspective on what he wants to talk about too.
yeah, and the way I listen to it, I just listen like clips. I never sit down and listen to the full 4 hours or anything, but it's cool clips and he talks about cool stuff.
There you go. Cool clips and cool stuff.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Let's start with this. Do we need to take a break before we start this or no?
No, we're good.
All right. We've been on for 1 minute.
I need to go to the restroom. Is that
Like,
okay?
if you want to take a break, we'll go.
Zach Brown and Luke Bryan is the first feud we're going to talk about.
I don't know about this one.
It happened right when we came to Nashville. So the Zach Brown band, lead singer of the same name? Oh, it's Zach Brown.
Zach Brown, the lead singer of Zach Brown
I'm just going
Band.
to tell you what, I was reading a part of an article here.
Okay.
I was going to tell, I remember Luke coming in, and I didn't know Luke Bryan very well at the time. We were new to Nashville. And being like, oh man, are you going to ask me about that Zach Brown stuff? And I was like, it just happened. And I was like, I don't know about Zach Brown, or I would have.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. But I think Zach Brown had insulted Luke's music.
Oh.
So here's a quote. According to Zach Brown, Luke Bryan's song, That's My Kind of Night, is, quote, the worst song I've ever heard.
I got that real good.
And this is when we first came to town, remember?
Yes.
Zach Brown said, there's songs out on the radio right now that make me ashamed to be in the same format as some other artists. Jason Aldean came to Luke Bryan's defense. To those people running their mouths, trust me when I tell you that nobody gives an S what you think. The two eventually made up at the 2013 CMA Awards. Carrie Underwood told the singers they have nothing to fight about. You both make great records and you're both millionaires. And then she sang, Why Can't We Be Friends?
Oh, I love it. So she was the one that mediated.
The real weird part about this, and I am a lot closer to Luke than I am Zach. Although
Sure.
Zach and I have a relationship-ish. I could text him, right? Quiet guy. Kind of
Yes.
stays out of everybody's business.
Yes.
But I will say that, Luke started to make country music with some beats in it, was one of those first guys to, you hear boom, boom, heavy bass, and some of that stuff that was called bro country at first. I think Luke's very much off of that now. But I think Zach Brown has made a bunch of weird music since this.
He did that
He
side
did
project.
dance music, but even some of the country stuff that was on the country chart
He
was
did something
dance.
with Zed, I think.
My
Dance.
only point is, there were artists that could have done the same thing to Zach 3 years ago and been like, what the crap is this? You have a song on country radio with a dance beat in it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a difference between, you look at the style of songs, content-wise, like lyrically, what they're saying, like you look at Zach Brown music, a lot of his music's pretty, there's heartful. There's deep stuff in there, Highway 20 Ride, even Chicken Fried, a little bit. Even Chicken Fried, it's got a little depth to it. Like, is this who I am, and this is what we do?
So does Drink a Beer from Luke Bryan.
But then you got that's my kind of night, and it's like, this is pretty dumb, but it's fun.
And there's nothing wrong, first of all, with fun music.
No, it is fun music.
You pissed me off right now.
So I understand the feud and where it came from.
That's stupid. There's no feud. Mike, pull up Zach Brown's songs because
Okay.
I like Zach Brown.
Okay.
Man. But
So he's going to pick up random songs.
No, but Luke's songs aren't all goofy songs. He's
No.
got a few,
A lot of them.
but so does Zach.
Okay.
Pull up Zach Brown.
Okay, I have him up.
What's his biggest streaming song?
It is Knee Deep. Actually, Chicken Fried.
Chicken Fried.
So, but all from that first record, you know, the one with the brown cover?
Yes. Homegrown, I think.
And is
Right?
that,
No, it's not
I don't
homegrown.
think it's
That's
homegrown.
I don't know.
What's the one with the dance beat that was a big song?
Someone that I used to know.
Someone that I used to know. I don't think this is the one. He had a couple. He had one that was a big country hit.
Beautiful
too.
Drug.
That's it.
Oh,
Tell me-
yes. Very different.
Unsa, unsa,
Yes,
unsa,
yes,
unsa.
yes, yes.
My only point is,
But
Zach
this
Brown's
is-
putting goofy beats in his crap too.
I don't think it was about the beats.
But it doesn't matter. I don't listen to words, really. Melody first. Turn it up. Let's. Why don't we break this down?
He's got auto-tune too.
Come on. Death wish, baby, baby. Don't want you to say. And I don't even hate lyrics. I don't hate it. I'm totally fine with any of this. But I'm just saying that same argument about Luke's "That's My Kind of Night" is this song here.
Yeah. At the time, though, before Beautiful Drug, Zach wasn't about this.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah, he wasn't about. I'm just saying this. I understand where their feud was coming from, or where Zach Brown was even trying to say.
My only point is Zach Brown went to what he was hating on.
Correct. He did, obviously, with Beautiful Drug. Sounds just like it.
And I have no problem with either one of them, by
Yeah.
the way. Love them both.
Interesting. I didn't even know this was a thing.
I think you can make the dumbest crap, but if it makes people smile, it's no longer the dumbest crap.
Somebody told me the best thing about country music is there's room for everything in it. Did you say that? I told you that. Maybe it was you. You know, there's room for everything.
You ready for my hot take?
Come on.
You want to know a song? Just a great song. Baby Shark.
How does that go? Baby shark, do 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 do.
But I'm not kidding. Any song that will elicit that much joy, period. With the melody, with the words, don't care.
Is that number one still?
No, we just
That's
beat it in the
right. That's
kids'
what I
show.
thought.
Wash your hands, raging idiot.
Yeah.
But do you understand my point?
I get it. I see what you're saying.
I don't care what your song's about. If you make that many people happy, your net gain is happiness.
Yes.
That you win.
Yes.
Let's stop being snobs about songs. Art. Anybody that's art snob is so. Anyway, I hate you, Eddie.
Okay. I hate you too.
But that was a feud. I remember it.
It's crazy. I didn't even see that one at all. I don't
How
remember.
about Travis Tritt and Billy Ray Cyrus? Achy Breaky Heart, super successful. And when asked for his opinion, Travis Tritt called the song frivolous and said he didn't want to see country music turn into an wiggling contest. Bad word. Wiggling contest.
Yeah.
Like wiggle your butt?
Yeah.
Like butt wiggling
Yes,
contest?
yes.
Billy Ray Cyrus fired back using Travis Tritt's own lyrics. Accepting favorite country single, he raised the trophy and declared, "To those who don't appreciate it, here's a quarter, call someone who cares."
Oh. He used his lyric right back to him in his face.
Travis Tritt apologized and sent him a peace lily. In 2002, they performed together at the memorial for Waylon Jennings.
Because, yes, at the end of the day, it's okay.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
You guys have different music. It's okay.
At the end of the day, we're talking about
Yeah.
art, and it's not
Yeah.
hurting anybody.
Right.
And there are real problems in the world.
And like Carrie said, you're both millionaires, so be quiet.
Yeah, so be good there. I just looked up one. Johnny Cash versus the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh.
Johnny Cash was once banned from the Grand Ole Opry.
What did he do? Break lights?
In 1965, Cash broke the floor lights on the Opry stage.
Boom.
And the Opry was not pleased. Quote, "I don't know how bad they wanted me in the first place, but the night I broke all the lights on stage with a microphone, they said they couldn't use me anymore." They eventually got over the riff, and Johnny Cash was once again allowed back to the Opry before his death.
Here's the stupid thing about that. To us telling that story, like, how bad, how awesome is that? The dude went up and started kicking all the lights, and it's even in his movie. That scene is in the movie where it's kicking all the lights, and you watch that scene, you're like, that is a bad beep. Like, that's so cool. But can you imagine the guys at the Opry back then? What is this dude doing?
If anyone did that now,
Oh, gone. Gone.
it'd
What's
be the same thing. It just social media would be all over it too.
correct?
I should do
Yeah,
that.
right. The Opry would be mad, and then everyone else would be really upset about it.
Leanne Rimes versus Wilbur Rimes, who's her dad.
Oh.
In 2000, Leanne Rimes filed a lawsuit against her dad, claiming he and her manager manipulated the singer and took more than $7 million of her earnings.
It's terrible.
Wilbur countersued, calling his kid a spoiled brat. The next year, Leanne Rimes cried in a Nashville courtroom as a judge refused to let her out of a recording contract with Curb Records that was approved by the request of her parents when she was 12. That sucks. Her parents signed her into a deal at 12 years old. By the end of November, she and the label came to an agreement, and she then re-signed with Curb. So I guess they renegotiated the deal. In 2001, she hosted the ACM Awards sporting a t-shirt reading "Daddy" and saying, "Tonight, I won't bother to think of my father." That same night, she met her future first husband, Dean. By the time the couple married in 2002, they had reconciled. Wilbur walked Leanne down the aisle, and suits were settled.
Okay, good.
You ever met Leanne Rimes?
No. She's been in our studio?
Yeah, she like walked in randomly once, right? We're in the middle of a segment.
Oh, right.
And we were like, what just happened?
This was a long time ago.
It's weird.
Probably about 6 years ago or so. Yeah, I
She
remember.
walks in and we're in the middle of something. And she was like, hey. And I was
Like, is that Leanne Rimes?
like, what just happened? And Amy was like, that's Leanne Rimes. I just saw her on Housewives.
Crazy. Hey, let me ask you this. As a dad, are you allowed to call your kid a spoiled brat and not really not blame yourself for that?
Yeah, yes. Yes. I'm going to say if she's being spoiled by people other than her family, let's say she's 12, 13, 14 years old
Yeah.
and she has record executives,
Oh, okay.
management.
Other
that's
people on her
overspoiled.
side.
It does come back to the parents because they got to be watching all of that, but maybe that, they allowed her to be spoiled by someone else in the business.
Okay. But my first thought was just like, she's 12,
You're
dad's
right,
calling
though.
her spoiled brat.
You're right.
Well, that's kind of on you, bud.
Still parents, yeah. But at 12, 13, you're kind of doing your own thing
Yeah.
a bit. And if they signed her to a record deal, I'm
Crazy.
Charlie Rich versus John Denver. Before there was Kanye and Taylor, there was Charlie Rich and John Denver.
Who's Charlie Rich?
You don't know Charlie Rich? When Denver was announced, he's the old white guy who burned the at the CMAs. I think it was CMAs. He gets up and goes, and he saw that John Denver won the award, and he lit it on fire.
Oh, yes. I saw this clip like 2 years ago. I remember this.
When John Denver, here it is. When John Denver was announced at the 1975 CMA Entertainer of the Year Awards, a drunk Rich set fire to a piece of paper naming his fellow singer the winner. John Denver was not there, and he appeared. Remember, and it throws to him. He's got an earpiece he's putting in, and he's like, "Oh, I won." And he's all happy, but he can't see what happened.
Yes, because he's somewhere else via satellite.
It was like in Australia
That's
or
right.
something.
That's right. This was on the documentary, the country music documentary.
Okay, so but yeah, that's how I even know who Charlie Rich is.
Wow.
It's from that clip.
And he was saying that John Denver doesn't deserve...
Wasn't country.
So he doesn't deserve this award.
By the way,
John Denver's
can we
country.
talk about how freaking country John Denver was?
Yeah, man.
And how it's just constantly the same cycle.
Wow.
Even then, in 1975, they were upset that someone wasn't country.
Yeah.
Almost heaven,
West Virginia.
I mean, the dude's singing about West Virginia.
Blue Ridge Mountain. Shenandoah
River.
What's the name of that song? Country Roads.
Yeah.
Come on.
And not just that one, other ones
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Like, thank God I'm a country boy. Well, no, man.
What is more country
He's a
than thank
country
God
boy.
I'm a country
Woo!
boy? I think of Pauly Shore.
Wait,
And they're driving the...
wait, what movie is
Is that
that?
Son-in-Law? And he's driving the tractor. Thank God I'm a country boy.
The Weasel.
Kristen Hall versus Sugarland. Now, do you know who that is? Who she is?
I don't know who she is.
She was one of Sugarland.
Oh, the third one. Yeah.
3 became 2 when she left Sugarland in 2006 to concentrate on songwriting. That's what they say in the story.
Mm-hmm. Do you know something different?
I've heard many stories.
Yeah.
I don't think it was to concentrate on songwriting. I don't think you leave a group like that to concentrate on songwriting.
Was this at the peak, right
It was
before the
big.
peak?
It was big. They were big. They were starting to be big. The duo that remained went on to become one of the biggest acts in country music. She filed a $1.5 million suit against her former partners, Christian Bush and Jennifer Nettles, claiming she was promised to share the group's future earnings. The suit was settled in 2010. I'm surprised she didn't go after more than that. Because $1.5 million?
Yeah.
Not a lot for what they
No, it's
made.
not.
Massive. Dolly Parton, Porter Wagner. They were singing partners for a long time. And Porter Wagner, too, also said that they were more for a while. Dolly Parton said
Yes.
they weren't. And so she wrote, I Will Always Love You for him. He filed a $3 million breach of contract suit against her. 1979.
Because she wanted to leave. And she wouldn't have been Dolly if she wouldn't have made that move.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The two made up in 1988. They performed together on her TV variety show. She was at Porter's bedside when he died in 2007.
Wow.
Tim McGraw and Curb Records.
It's pretty recent. In the last
2008.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant since we've been here.
That's probably what, 5 years? Was that 5 years ago? What is that?
2008. Dude, it's 2020.
Nine,
That's
10,
12
10.
years ago.
12 years ago.
We
really?
weren't here.
So we weren't here then? Interesting.
In 2008, Tim McGraw was working on recording new songs when Curb Records announced Greatest Hits 3. McGraw writes, I'm saddened and disappointed that my label chose to put out another hits album instead of new music. A Curb executive disagreed, saying he had numerous conversations with McGraw's reps about all aspects of the package. McGraw filed a suit for breach of contract, claiming Curb was keeping him in a perpetual state of involuntary servitude.
Whoa. Curb was his original label?
I don't know if it was original, because he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
The official announcement of the album was made August 28, 2008. The album included If You're Reading This, which was such a great, powerful song.
Yeah.
I saw him do so. This is about a soldier, and it's the note that if he were to be killed, that you pull the note out and you give it to. And I saw him do this. I went to watch him in when he wrote that book. Went to a theater and he played this acoustic.
Yes.
Freaking crazy. After legal wrangling, McGraw won his release from Curb in court. Michael Jackson and Prince.
Don't remember this one. What was wrong with them?
The feud between two of music's biggest entertainers started in 1982 when Thriller outsold Prince's 1999 album. The Purple One then followed up with Purple Rain. And Jackson reportedly attended several of Prince's shows to study him on tour. Jackson later decided to ask Prince to join the recording of We Are the World, but Prince refused. MJ then asked if he would do a duet and appear in the video for Bad. Prince said no. And they just weren't good. They never made up.
Sounds like a little healthy competition.
Sounds like they both were probably a little...
Yeah. I mean, they were both racing to the top.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sure there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. It does sound like Michael's the biggest star I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
The Beatles,
Yeah.
Elvis, Michael Jackson. I don't think there's anyone that has appeared and been that large.
No, I don't think so.
As a look at history and what's happened at the time.
Yeah.
And in our life, there's been some big ones, but I don't know as all-consuming as those. In our life, NSYNC, Backstreet Boy Band Mania,
Yeah.
but Backstreet Boy NSYNC, Taylor.
Jonas Brothers, pretty big.
I don't think I put.
But,
Yes,
but,
yes.
but for not a long time, but pretty big when.
But I'm talking.
But it's different because I mean these bands the
I can't
three
believe you just compared the Jonas Brothers.
well the three that you mentioned, just the span of time that they had as number one is the very top, like you can't compare to that, but that's music's different.
Mike, would you put Jonas Brothers in that mix?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I saw the documentary, man. There were a lot. There's a lot of hype.
They were massive for a minute.
A lot of
For
hype.
sure, they were massive for a minute.
Yeah.
I would just say that those other acts that I mentioned have just had some had some longevity.
Okay.
Jonas Brothers doesn't come to mind.
You're entitled
The
to your
Jonas
opinion.
Brothers from like December to February.
Right.
We're
It was
just
short.
rocking.
It was short. It was
No,
short.
longer than that, but they're actually great now.
Yes, man.
Now the Jonas Brothers put out legit
The
music.
songs are good.
Yeah, I like that. I
a
don't think
sucker.
about you. No, well, that's a good one too.
Yeah, sure.
What's a man got to do?
Oh, that's a good one
What's
too.
a man
Yes.
got to do?
Yes.
I mean, oh, this song's a jam.
It's good.
See, that's how quick I can pivot. I was like, Jonas Brothers, that's stupid. No, but here they're awesome. Here we go. So what's a man got to do? What's a man got to do to be turning up?
See, if they keep it up, they can be as big as those other acts.
Eddie
you
bet the
mentioned.
future of the. He bet a Jonas Brothers future.
They keep it up.
They keep doing it, boys.
Tupac and Biggie, which was a weird feud because Tupac wasn't really from California.
Where's he from?
Tupac was an East Coast guy. He was born, right, Mike?
I believe so.
The feud that pinned East Coast and West Coast was, and that was it. That was massive, right? East Coast,
Yes.
West Coast. Tupac was robbed and shot in the lobby of a recording studio in 1994 when he was supposed to meet Biggie. And Diddy and Biggie were like, we knew nothing about it. Tupac didn't believe it. They started dissing each other like crazy. Eventually, Tupac was killed. Biggie was killed. Everybody dies.
Yeah,
except the record guys that made the money.
Is this your number one feud?
No, I just have listed a bunch of them here.
Yeah, he was born in Harlem.
Yeah, and that's
Wow.
what was weird about the Tupac thing was, and that's why some of it was orchestrated in my mind. They,
Gosh, and this thing ended in death for
in
both
death.
of them.
And you know who? And still, people still making money from them.
Suge Knight, he's still alive?
He's in jail. That guy couldn't stop doing crime.
Yeah, I know, even after it. 'Cause I saw that video recently of where he like ran over some people. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what showed up on my Twitter or something. I watched that again.
What are you watching right now?
It's like,
Eddie's watching 2002 World Star.
World
hey man, it's we're quarantine. What are you talking about? Videos just start resurfacing.
Kanye, Taylor Swift.
Yes,
We know that one from the VMAs.
Ugh, that one's terrible.
Taylor Swift, Katy Perry. They were buddy-ish before 2013. After 3 backup dancers left Taylor's Red Tour to join Katy Perry's Prism Tour.
Oh, how could they?
Taylor accused Katy Perry of trying to sabotage her. And then Bad Blood was a song that was about Katy Perry.
Oh, was that about Katy?
Supposedly, right,
that
Mike?
weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Then in May 2007, Swish Swish was released from Katy Perry. Remember Swish Swish?
Yeah, I remember
Bish?
that. Yeah.
And so it even had Nicki Minaj, who was also kind of beefing with Taylor at the time. And they were saying Swish Swish was almost like Swift Swift. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I don't know if it's true. And listen, I have never talked to Katy about this. We worked together a little bit, but
Would you ever?
no, God, no. I'm not that close to Katy.
You're like, so,
Katy and I will talk if we're in the same room. We're friendly, but like Luke and Lionel I hang with.
yeah.
But, you know, that pop world's a whole different world. But, yeah, so what I had heard was Swish Swish was from Katy Perry. It was Swift Swift.
Swifts.
Yeah. Okay. We got a couple more of these. Axl Rose and Kurt Cobain.
Ooh, didn't know they were feuding.
In addition to fighting with Slash, Axl had another public feud with the lead singer of Nirvana. When Nirvana came on the scene, Axl Rose was a big fan of the band. But when Kurt started bad-mouthing Guns N' Roses, they started fighting. Axl released a tirade during one of his shows calling Cobain a effing junkie with a junkie wife.
Wow.
You're not wrong.
I mean, Courtney Love was pretty junky.
When they met backstage at the MTV VMAs in 92, Courtney Love taunted Axl Rose and exchanged words with his girlfriend. GNA's Duff McKagan and Nirvana's Chris Novoselic then got into it.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't until Cobain's suicide in 1994 that the members of both groups put the feud to rest.
After Kurt Cobain
After
died.
he died, yeah.
Jeez. I mean, I feel like a lot of people fought with Axl Rose too.
I feel like he just was up for fighting.
yes, like
He
always.
was like me the first 3 years of this run.
just swinging
Just
away.
come at me. Just come at me. Sometimes I'll still get triggered.
Do you still?
Yeah. Well, yes, but I can.
But you can manage it better.
For the most part. I went off on somebody pretty recently, just to them on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
I had a radio guy hit me up and was like calling me lazy. You can call me a lot of things. Wrong, ugly, stupid.
Oh.
I don't care about any of that. Never call me lazy.
That got you.
Triggered. Because again, I try to respond, not react.
Mm-hmm.
I was typing back faster than I could finish reading the message.
So you reacted.
I was just ramming him. And I probably took a couple low shots I probably shouldn't have taken. I'm not proud of it, but I'll tell you what I did. He hit me and he was like, that's lazy to do. And I was like, all right. So I just hammered him with like 3 of them. He said something back, I hammered him again. And then I just muted him. So I don't even know what he wrote back. So I never, I don't know how it ended. Yeah, I don't know. In my mind, I won because I just muted him. Kid Rock and Tommy Lee.
Is this over a girl?
Anderson. Yeah, Pam Anderson. Nicki Minaj and Miley Cyrus.
Oh.
They
What
got
were they
into
fighting
it at
about?
the VMAs after Nicki Minaj commented on social media about Taylor Swift and all the nominations. Prior to hosting the show, Miley Cyrus told the New York Times that the artist's remarks, quote, sounded very Nicki Minaj, which, if you know Nicki Minaj, is not too kind. And then, of course, they're all at it. Trivial. You
Sounds like high school.
should know, yeah. Well, my crap's about high school, too.
All this stuff sounds like high school, except Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah, where people freaking died. So that's what's up. That's fun, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome.
All those fights.
Yeah, I didn't know about 90% of those.
Which one was your favorite?
I mean, obviously, Biggie and Tupac.
I'd like to apologize for jumping on you for the Luke Bryan, Zach Brown thing.
You don't have to
But
apologize.
But you were stupid.
But see, you talked about Axl Rose and Kurt Cobain fighting probably about the same thing. Kurt Cobain was probably like, what kind of music is that, man? It's just trash.
Yeah.
Mine's heartfelt and grungy and cool.
Mine's not glam. I don't
Right.
have hairspray. And stuff about it.
Right.
My favorite one is probably.
And when you say favorite, you're not like condoning it. You're like,
No,
you're
most
just-
interesting. I'm
yeah.
just kind of looking back at them again. Exactly. Maybe Travis Tritt and Billy Ray Cyrus. Oh no, Johnny Cash Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, that's good
That's
stuff.
the winner.
It's good stuff.
Because nobody got
I
hurt.
love that one. That's good.
That's good.
And then it's a big deal for them to invite him back. I feel because didn't they do that with Hank Williams and
Oh,
Yes.
well, no. There's a difference in getting to play again and being a member. Like I think
what did they do with Johnny Cash?
they just told not to play. I don't know his membership status.
Oh, okay.
Offhand, I would
Okay.
assume he's a member of the Opry, and they may have told him don't come back, and not revoked it or did revoke. I don't know. But with Hank Williams, I think they kicked him out of the Opry and then didn't
never play again.
Didn't put him back. I think he died.
Yeah, he died. They probably would have, I bet you, over time.
Yeah, I think so too.
But
Mike, is Johnny Cash a member of the Opry?
He is.
Yeah. So they didn't kick him out.
okay.
He was just banned.
He was, yeah. You're a member, but you can't get in.
Sorry, buddy. You have the jacket, but you can't come back.
All right, thank you guys. Coming up in a second, I'll talk to Matt Jones. Love this guy. Big fan of his work, and we'll get into quarantine music. Hey guys, it's Bobby Bones. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and then go check it out. A lot of artists, a lot of songwriters, a lot of music. Welcome to the BobbyCast channel.